Greetings.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we talk about cross stitch.
Where we grow cross stitch one stitch at a time.
You mess me up because usually you say hello everyone.
I messed me up because I usually say something different. And as I hit the button, my brain went.
This Monday's Mondaying. How's y'all doing?
This Monday is Mondaying hard, and it's not even time change. How's y'all's day going?
Do you need to be relocated somewhere, little buddy? If you hear meow meows, he's asking to get thrown somewhere.
I'm telling you, man. This Monday is Mondaying hard. How was everybody's week last week? Mine was a Zoom. How was your week last week?
It was there, and I'm just lack of sleep and a head cold. That's my current state of being.
Please don't give me a cold.
It's allergies. The temperature warmed up, so all the evil stuff that was frozen has been released and back into the air. My nose is going, screw you.
It is getting warmer. It kind of has bounced back up. I think right now we're in the 50s, which is a little bit warm for this time of year. But I don't like the cold, so I'm not going to complain. Hopefully you all had a wonderful week. My week was...
We need to pause. We need to deal with him.
Crazy. Okay. The cat has been relocated. Politely relocated. So we can film without him meowing in the background. It's cute, but at some point it does get a little bit obnoxious. And if we don't, he's going to meow the whole time. I don't know what's going on with him today. He's been a little off the last couple of days.
And as I said, I'm not exactly at 100%, and I just don't have the patience. So it's just, he ran down the steps of his own volition, and I just shut the door after him. Like, you could just stay down there until I'm ready to feed you.
He's got the whole basement to hang in, so he's good. So hopefully you all had a good week last week. I had a crazy week last week. Oh.
The dinner went off very well.
So Saturday, Valentine's Day, was our...
The camera's... Is the camera's off or I see it? Or we're just leaning weird, okay.
I think we're just leaning weird. Saturday was a reverse raffle dinner over at our church. If you don't know what a reverse raffle is, allow me to briefly explain it to you. It is basically... you buy a ticket, your ticket has a number. There's a big board with however many numbers there are on it. And they go through and pull the numbers out of the thing and take the numbers off the board. As your number comes off the board, you are out of the raffle to win. I think, what was it? The 1st, the 50th, the 100th, and the 150th?
Mm-hmm.
All won like a consolation prize.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who was the 50th ticket off the board?
And then when you have 5 left, you can choose whether to split or to keep going. And all but 2 groups, because there's 4 groups. I'm not getting into it. But, yeah, it gets a little interesting towards the end.
Did they split the main board or not?
The main board split.
So there's the main board, which is like the main prize, and then they have what they call sideboards, which it's a different dollar. It's a small dollar amount: $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, however many you want to buy in, and you split the pot, and you split the total if you win that board.
The easiest way I found to describe it is we'll do this with bingo, because everybody knows bingo. You have the main bingo card, and then you can go buy other bingo cards, but everybody's using the same numbers. It's just if you get bingo with the $3 one, you get the $3 bingo prize. If you get the bingo with the main one, you get the main bingo prize. And that actually helped a lot of people understand what's going on.
It actually makes sense. I never thought to think of it like that, but that actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, considering I was in the exact same location for both events, it just came to me easily.
Right. It was a lot of fun. I did end up having fun. I was a little stressed out about the food, because the ticket sales kept changing. Like, they kept, well, we've sold this many tickets. No, we've sold a couple more. Finally, it hit a point where I looked at the office ladies and I said, I'm just going to buy for the full amount of ticket sales. So if you end up selling that many, you end up selling that many, because I know that with that, there's going to be extra food. And they all said that's fine, because we all agreed without me saying anything that, if I had anybody that was coming to help that didn't have a ticket, they still should get dinner. I did have 1, 2, 3, 4 people that helped that did not buy tickets.
That's just hurting your chances of getting help.
Well, that's how I feel, and I think for the next event, I think for future events we need to discuss that, because it did go better to get a bit of help, if I wasn't like, you gotta buy a ticket, buy a ticket. I think to just get help.
This is my exact philosophy. They paid for a ticket by working.
Well, that's kind of how I feel.
Because guess what? They would have made more money than that ticket if they got paid going rates for a catering service.
And there was kind of, there was a lot of agreement of, we saved a decent amount of money by going with you making it versus, they saved at least $200. At minimum, 200, maybe more. We couldn't really remember what they spent last year, and I had a couple of people come up to me that night and tell me that the food was so much better than last year. I saw a father this morning, and he said, it was really good and it went really well. And I said, thank you, Father. I said, everybody's been telling me they enjoyed the food. A couple people actually said it was better than last year. He goes, yeah. I said, well, from what I've heard, the bar was pretty low. So
you were half the cost and twice the quality, which is horrifying.
The only real hiccup we had with the food was the chicken wasn't cooking in the roasting pans. So, God love my mom and Tristan and Dan and Elaine. They took the chicken and fried all 200 plus pieces of chicken in frying pans to make sure it was fully cooked, and they're all like, it'll probably taste better anyways. I said, no, but I was trying to avoid you guys having to do that work, and they're all going, no, it's not a problem. It wasn't that big of a deal because the chicken was pretty much almost cooked anyway, so it didn't take that long. Okay, I love you all very much. You are all my favorite people. But it did. It went really well, and everybody enjoyed it. I just
thought it was funny that 3 separate people asked me if I had already gotten my food.
They wanted to make sure you had your food. Okay, so I had about 5 people because I didn't count you as the person who didn't get a ticket, but 8.
Yeah, I actually said I was like, if you want me to give you the money, I don't care about that. I don't want to be in the game because I'm calling the numbers. And it would make me feel weird to win if I was calling the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a personal preference. I don't care if other people do it. But for me, if I was the one doing it and the person who was calling the numbers won, I'd feel like that was a buzzkill, personally. So, and I have a thing against being a hypocrite, so I don't want to play the game.
No, and I get that. I totally understand your feelings.
Well, I know you do. I was talking to them.
Yes. My mom... Oh, dog toenail girl is here. We're going to have to pause the video for a minute.
Okay, pause.
Okay, we have returned. Dog's toenails are good for another
Needy
6 months.
critters.
I know, right? These critters, man.
And in 8 minutes, we're going to have to pause again.
Because it'll be dinner time.
I don't want to be mean to the cat. I just wanted him quiet.
Every once in a while you'll have Mondays like this, and that is what it is. And I think when we get up to feed the animals, I'm going to turn the oven on so it's preheating for dinner. But anyways.
Let's see how far we can get.
So, let us shout out our commenters.
You can tell me the name.
Teresa.
Teresa.
And Andrea.
And Andrea. Teresa, Andrea, thanks.
So, thank you so much. We do really appreciate.
Thank you for interacting and making YouTube like us more.
Let's go into. You do not have any whips.
Nope.
Unlikely I'm going to have start and end photos this week. I don't have stitch counts this week. I might be able to roughly come up with stitch counts.
Don't even worry about it and just go for it.
Actually, I can come up with roughly stitch counts this week. I only did 2 projects this week. We'll talk about it. So I started the week with the Star Touched Meadow Sal, the Mayblock, and I did 300 stitches on it, which pretty much finished up this quarter of it. I think I might have started on the other top quarter of it. So this is on a 16 count white Aida. I had to get some more 16 count white Aida in order to restart April, because April disappeared into the void of my life, and work on the rest of them. But I'm not going to restart April until either May or March is done. At this point, I may change my mind, but I may not. And then it was Year of the Horse week, because the Chinese New Year is coming up, or has happened. I don't really know. I do apologize. Excuse me, that I don't know that. If you do know, drop it in the comment below. I did 3 prompts from, oh no, this was Write Your Own week, sorry. This was Write Your Own week. I did 3 Write Your Own prompts. I did Alexander Adelaide's Lace Corset. I did not work on one of my yearly projects this weekend, because I knew Saturday would pretty much be a minimal to nothing stitching day. I kind of figured Sunday might be a minimal to nothing stitching day. I did stitch a little bit more Sunday than I anticipated. So I just said, it is what it is this weekend. So for this, we made up the prompt. Stitch on a whip you've had to adjust because you've made a mistake. Stitch on a, I kind of came up with this one. Stitch on a whip your spouse has an attachment to. And stitch on a whip that represents your favorite colors. So those were 400 stitch count weeks. So roughly 1,200 some stitches. This is on a piece of, I call this Rapunzel fabric.
There we go, getting a full shot.
The full shot. And then I finished up over in here and started working over in here. Something in here is not quite right. And it's, can you lift up a little bit? And it's just a little bit too low. So I came up here, and this part is just a little bit too low. So I came over here and started working. Before I tear it out, I'm going to maybe see if I can make it work.
Can I ask one simple question?
What?
Am I the only person that thinks this is a one-piece bathing suit, not a corset?
It does kind of look like a one-piece bathing suit. It's very pretty.
Yeah. It'd be very popular for the guys' one-piece bathing suit, but I think you'd have to be in a European country to wear it.
Probably.
If you know, you know. Don't say it in the comments. That stuff actually makes YouTube mad.
It does.
For some flipping reason. Because adults are doing.
It's because I don't tag our videos as adult-only content, and they want to protect kids, because kids were accessing content that they should have not been, so YouTube has had to go over and above to make sure that doesn't happen, because parents cannot monitor their children's online usage. It is on the onus of the platform hosting the
oh no, it's more just how much the algorithm hurts you if you put adult only.
Right. Anyways, that is all the stitching I did this week. I will put up a picture here of the diamond painting, my diamond painting, because I did work on my diamond painting some this week. I did something else and I don't remember what. Because I made the shirts last week. I made Joe a shirt for Valentine's Day. I made my friend that does community meals with me at the church, Tristan, I made them a shirt that says, "Get in, scavenger, we're going thrifting," and it's got 3 raccoons getting into a convertible. It was delightfully funny and appreciated. I'm like, I saw that, yeah, that's pretty much been it this week. I do have some haul. Because whenever I go to Dollar Tree...
We'll pause.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock. We're going to pause and feed the critters. Okay, the critters have been fed. If you hear crunching in the background, it's the dog crunching on her food.
Little thing I'd like to say. If you're asking somebody for help, please let them know it's the dog food you're talking about. I was very confused.
We needed to put a new bag of dog food into the bin that we keep the dog food in, and I said I needed to wait for Daddy. I said to the dog, because Joe was downstairs feeding the cat, I said, we need to wait for Daddy to help, and Joe was like, why do I need to help? Oh, because I need the dog food refill. Oh, I was confused.
Oh, no, it was that, yeah, I need help putting it in the bin. Put the bag in the bin. And I'm like, why do you need, like, the trash? I already just took the trash out. The trash doesn't need change. What do you need putting bags in a bin for? I was very confused. I was a very confused hubby.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you.
Okay.
Okay, so I cannot go into Dollar Tree without going through their little crafty section aisle, and they occasionally have, they wrote, you know, we all know Dollar Tree rotates through things sometimes. They had a diamond painting that I have not gotten before. It's a little keychain. It's a watermelon. So I got that. And then I went to Aldi's. For one thing. I did not buy just one thing.
A question. Comment below. I just want a number of people to say, me too, on going to Aldi's or another discount store for one thing and coming out with half a shopping cart.
It wasn't quite half a shopping cart. I wanted, this is the one thing
but it was a funny joke.
Wanted. It is a paint mat. And these are all up across the top. These are all little raised wells. And it's a nice thick silicone. You can see it's nice and thick. It's got a little like brush washing cup. Really, I want this. This is like, this would be like for your kid so you contain their painting mess, right? But I want this for when I paint my FFOing stuff. So that I have little spots to put like my paint and yeah, and I can put little doodads in there. This is going to be great for my crafting.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! That was the one thing I went for. And by the way, this was the last one on the shelf at the one I went to. It's not going back in the box because it's not going in the box the way it came out of the box, and I can't figure out how it went in the box the first time. It's been out of the box 3 times.
Random thing?
What?
I forgot to mention. I put one ticket, because they have raffle baskets on Saturday.
Oh my god, this is funny.
I put one ticket into something, because it was this big board for puzzle making, and my mother-in-law loves puzzles, and Saturday was her birthday. I was told if I told anybody about that with the microphone, I wouldn't be here to make this video. But, so I go and go, hey, honey, I need the tickets for this. She's like, what? Okay, here. I come walking back out. They call the number, and I'm like, hi!
At this point in the night, they were almost done with the draws, because it was like one of the last raffle baskets.
It was the second to last.
Okay, so it's the second to last raffle basket. You had already done what, 150 numbers?
No, that was 195.
Okay, 195 numbers. Every time I walked over to the bar, the one bartender was giving me alcohol. I needed to just stop walking over to the bar.
Doesn't help the bars across the way from the bathrooms.
Well, it doesn't. And I was a little toasted. It wasn't bad. I did it.
You were in a very good mood.
I was in a very good mood. But my brain was just not. So when he came in going, I need it. And I was doing a couple last minute things and Elaine was fussing at me because I was in there doing it myself. I'm like, it's really not that big of a deal, Elaine. But anyways, and I was like, what the fuck does he want these tickets for? Okay, fine, here, take it. And he's like, I won. I'm like, oh, look at you go.
And I was like, hey, was this thing for your mom? And she was like, oh. Like, everybody who's like, why did you get those? It's for my mother-in-law. They went, oh. And I mean, I'm more happy that I got it for her than I would be if I got it for me, because she saw it and loved it immediately.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so I got a multitude of things that are not crafty related. They're kitchen stuff that we needed. But these are technically kitchen, but they're going to be crafty related. They are called Swedish cloths. They are dishcloths. I don't really quite... they are like a cellulose fiber cotton blend. There's a lady that I stamp with that uses these to clean her stamps. And she's like, you just clean it, throw it in the dish,
throw it in the dishwasher, not the husband.
Throw it in the washing machine. You know, when you're done, you don't have to worry about it.
Sorry, you were really, really confusing the camera.
I'm sorry.
That's why I grabbed it. Because it was just fuzzy, not fuzzy, fuzzy, not fuzzy, not fuzzy. I'm like, it's just faster.
So I thought that would be kind of something. And because they're from Aldi's, they weren't that expensive. And then I found the last one they had a reading journal. It says Booked and Busy. We all know stitchy people like to read. It's got a couple pages of reading wish list. I don't honestly know what the difference between the book index and the book... Well, I know what the difference between the book index is and the book review is. I don't understand why there's some book index pages and mostly book review pages. Because the book index is just almost like the book review, but more condensed.
Actually, judging by how much larger the book review is, I'm wondering if it's actually the same number of them. Each one of the book reviews will take us 1, 2, 3, 4 per page.
That could be the book index. But the book review, it has the title, author, genre, format, paperback, hardback. When you read it, if the book was a gift or if you purchased it, the rating on it. You can put a little summary of it. Quote, character you love, some thoughts about it. Did you like it? Was it worth reading again? Would you recommend it? Sort of thing. Yes, I could probably have made this up myself, but it was less than $7. I think it was like $6 or $7, and it does actually give me, once I fill this up, it gives me like something to make my own off of. So there we go. So that's all. Yay. Now, on to plans.
I plan on my head not exploding. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. Ow. Oh.
I agree. I plan on stitching this week, but community meal is Thursday, and so of the 4 people that helped me cook Saturday night, 3 of them are the community meal kitchen crew, which is why they helped me on Saturday, because I very nicely said, would you guys be willing to help me because I love you guys and I want to work with you guys. And they all said yes. I mean, it was like it was really not hard to convince them, and I do appreciate that. But Thursday's community meal, and we're going grocery shopping tomorrow for that. And apparently Thursday we're getting together early. 3 of us are getting together early and having lunch and probably debriefing on the reverse raffle. Possibly figuring out what we're doing with the leftovers from the reverse raffle and just hanging out. Because that's what we want to do. So I plan on stitching, but stitching time's going to be limited. So for this week's Daily 30 Props, we are visiting Disney. Disney Movies Week. How delightful we get to do Disney Movie Weeks in Daily 30. Prompt, I don't have what movies these tie into. And why? I suppose I could do that. Okay, so prompt 1 is the movie The Black Cauldron. Which, it was kind of a bomb when it first came out, but it's become a cult classic. So, stitch on a whip that you almost gave up on.
I don't know. Just go through the prompts at this point.
I'll go through all the prompts. Just hang on. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. They used real water slowed down in editing to make the effect of rain. That's a fun fact. Stitch on a whip that you have slow progress on. Monsters, Inc. Can you guess how many strands of hair are on Sully? There are over 2.3 million. Work on a whip with hair or fur. The Lion King. The roar of a real lion was too quiet for the lions, so they used a tiger's roar. Stitch on a whip with animals. Monsters Inc. again. Workers brought their children into the studio to make the screams of the children. Work on a whip with a child or children on it, or something that a child would use. And that's all 5.
Is the project that shall not be named in here?
Somewhere. That one.
Because that's one that fits the you almost gave up on it.
Almost gave up on it. Yeah.
I think there are critters on there.
There are critters on there.
There are kids on there. I think.
If there's not, there's something a child would use on there, because I know there's bikes.
I think there's a cat or some other animal.
Right.
Which is also furry.
Which is also has fur. And progress has been slow on that, considering when I started it.
Technically, progress has been slow on everything because you're round robin it.
That one has been incredibly slow, though.
Yeah, that's also because of the first one. Yeah, so that would probably be best for this one.
Alright. Well, there you go. So that's that for the week. We are done. So we hope that we thank you for watching. That's what I wanted to say. We want to say thank you for watching us. And what do we want those people to do? Did you totally
Please.
see the brain stop?
Like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, the YouTube stuff. Comment below if you know how to get more than 5 hours of sleep. Because for some reason, I now wake up at 5:30 in the morning on weekends.
Don't have neighbors that want to play a boxing ring in the street?
That's a secondary issue.
Moving on. Thank you so much for watching again. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you were entertained. We hope to see you next week.
We hope you get a good night's sleep.
Please get a good night's sleep. Have a great week.
Bye.